Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, I'm going to be showing you, well, 3 new Deoxys cards, but really, a really good new Deoxys card, and a couple other Deoxys cards, which also happen to be coming out in Celestial Storm, and you can choose to be excited or not, but there is one of them that's really good, and the other two are, well, they're not. So they are all psychic Pokemon, which is quite good at the moment because it means we are hitting against Buzzwole for weakness and against Espeon, but mostly for Buzzwole at the moment. And the Crozma is actually seeing quite a bit more play at the moment because of Malamar. So the fact that you're hitting quite a lot of relevant Pokemon for weakness is pretty good. They are all weak to Psychic in return, which means that those same things like Espeon and like Garbodor will be hitting for weakness, which is a little bit of a pain, but they're non-GXs, so it's not really the end of the world. And then the rest of the basics are different, so we'll take them as we get to them. Starting off then with the good Deoxys, and it is the attack form. Deoxys has 3 forms, we've got one of each. So attack form Deoxys has a retreat cost of 1, which is really good because post-rotation escape board will give it free retreat. And it has 120 HP, which is a bit of a pain because things like Zoroark and Silvally will be getting one-hit KOs, but then again, those Pokemon should be becoming less relevant as the format goes along. But 130 is generally quite a bit better. But there's one really good attack on here, and that's what we like. And as always, all of our translations in this video come from the lovely David Hochmann. Go to limitlesstcg.com/translations. That should be your go-to for translations, although obviously PTCGRadio should be your go-to for the analysis. And for just a double colorless energy, it does 20 damage, plus 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And if this sounds familiar, it should. It is literally Mewtwo from Evolutions. It's got the same attack for the same attack cost. Now, it does have lower retreat and less HP, etc., but really here, it's a psychic attack from Mewtwo, which is, of course, also called Psychic on Deoxys. That's what we're worried about. And essentially, it is a counter for Buzzwole. Because Buzzwole's going to want to have free energy on, especially if they can get Beast Ring rolling, which, let's face it, is what they're going to be trying to do in the future. So they're going to have free energy on. So you're going to do 20 base, plus 60 for all the energy on them. You then add a choice band, and you're hitting 110 to 20 with weakness. If there's free energy on there, but you don't have a choice band, you'll be doing 80, which will double up to 160 and not get a KO. And on the one hand, this is good, because if there is a free energy Buzzwole staring you down, and those things are fairly terrifying, they hit for good damage, you can drop this Deoxys, attach a double colorless energy, and you are off and rolling, as long as you've got a choice band. And to be fair, when I did my rotation video, I said, look, we're losing Mew from Fates Collide, we're losing Mew EX, and we're losing Mewtwo from Evolutions. There are good Buzzwole counters, okay? But then again, Mewtwo was my least favourite of all of them. I'm not a huge fan of this Mewtwo, because you only get the KO when Buzzwole's got free energy on it. So if a Buzzwole doesn't put free energy on, you're not getting the KO. If they keep 2 energy on, they attach a 3rd energy, take a key KO, okay, then you can counter them, but they've already got the key KO they were looking for. Now the good news is there is a second attack here, 2 Psychic, 1 Colorless, 120, discard 1 energy attached to this Pokemon. And some of you will think that this sounds familiar. It is Mewtwo EX's attack. No. Not the more recent ones, the proper job old school Next Destinies Mewtwo EX. It is Psy-Drive. Although it's not called Psy-Drive, according to David, it is in fact called Power Blast. So this in and of itself is actually quite nice, because this will get a straight 1-hit KO on a Buzzwole. You don't need a choice band. You don't need to have free energy attached to them or any of that rubbish. It's just a straight flat-out KO. In that respect, I quite like it. And if you're playing a deck that's playing something like Malamar or Lunala Prison Star to accelerate the energy, I can think of much worse things. But I can think of better things. The promo Deoxys we looked at the other day, for instance. Now that's got an ability that says once per turn, you may move one energy from one of your Pokemon in play to one of your Deoxys in play. So that's going to help you get the free energy on there. Now, of course, you can use promo Deoxys, which is normal form, to power up Deoxys attack form, and then you're off and rolling in that regard. But then again, do you want to? Because then you've got to have promo Deoxys, normal Deoxys, on the field to help you accelerate energy to attack Deoxys. That seems a little bit clunky. Now, admittedly, attack Deoxys does have a lower retreat and it does have a little more HP, and it does do 120, not 100. But doing a base 100 gets a one-hit KO on Buzzwole and Espeon and Necrozma, without needing a choice band or any of that. I would rather play promo Deoxys, if I'm honest. I know with a double colourless energy it does get a one-hit KO on a free energy Buzzwole as long as you've got a choice band. But come on! Think of how many different things have to go your way. I was never a huge fan of the Mewtwo from Evolutions. I always much preferred Fates Collide Mew. If you liked it, good news, you're basically getting it back. But honestly, I prefer the promo Deoxys to this one. I'm giving it 3 Wassies because you know what? It still is useful as a Buzzwole counter. And it is still quite nice in terms of it's got the same attack as the old Mewtwo, which people did play. But if you come across a Necrozma using Prismatic Burst, they're going to have 0 energy on. So you're not going to be able to counter unless you've got free energy on. If you come across a Buzzwole that doesn't have free energy on, or an Espeon that doesn't have free energy on, you're not getting a clean KO here unless you've got free energy on there. But promo Deoxys will do the same, and it has the really nice ability that moves an energy over. Now, the other 2 Deoxys, I'm going to be quick because they're not particularly good. Defense form just plain sucks. Yes, it does have 130 HP, which is slightly better, but it's got a retreat cost of 3, which is way too high. For 1 colourless energy, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon gets 40 less damage from attacks. Okay, but you're not doing any damage. That's a completely pointless attack. And then Psychic Double Colourless, 80 damage, not affected by resistance. Okay, you can use a double colourless energy here. And with a choice band, it will hit those key KOs on stuff like Buzzwole we've been talking about. But I'm just not a fan of this at all. It is vastly inferior to the other Deoxys. I'm just not a fan. I'm giving it 2 Wassies, and honestly, that's a bit generous. As for the Speed Form Deoxys, I mean, again, it's pretty bad. 3 colourless energy, 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon not affected by weakness or resistance. If this hits 60, you could be like, yeah, I can KO Zorua on the bench, and yeah, I can KO a Routes on the bench, but it's not. It's 50, which sucks. 1 Psychic Energy, you do 20 damage, and you can switch to the bench. Makes it a hit-and-run Pokemon, but you know what? Tapu Finney's a hit-and-run Pokemon, and it's got much more HP, and it does it for colourless energy, and it's got a pretty nice GX attack, etc. Plus, right, it's got a retreat cost of 1, which is good because of a skateboard, but it's Deoxys Speed Form, and it doesn't have free retreat. I mean, look, if you're looking for a Psychic-type hit-and-run Pokemon, it's fine. And maybe we'll do another video looking at this in future, looking at whether it can be good. Maybe we'll do a video looking at hit-and-run Pokemon, and this will get a mention. But I didn't even feel particularly excited to put this one into its own video. We've got other cards to look at, and I'm just not excited by it. What I will say is, with a choice band, you are hitting 100, and then that is a 2-hit KO on something like a Buzzwole, so maybe this could work. But then you're 2-hit KOing, and you're opening up to ace roller plays, and maybe your opponent drops a field blower, and you need to have the choice band for both attacks. It's just a bit meh. I am going to be doing another video looking at this in a bit more detail later on, because I do think this Deoxys is viable, and I'm giving it 3 Wassies because it could be quite fun. But with so many new cards to look at the moment, I thought it was worth chucking in with the other 2 Deoxys for now. I will do a full analysis of this card later on, but for the time being I thought, you know what, let's give it a little look here it seems appropriate. As a quick side note, if you are in the expanded format, you can use Dimension Valley here, and both of the decent Deoxys, the normal form and the attack form, with a Dimension Valley and a counter energy, will be able to get a one-hit KO on a Buzzwole, etc. if you're behind on prizes. So something to bear in mind in the expanded format where we've got Dimension Valley. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is 3 new Deoxys cards. I do like the attack form. I do. But I just prefer the promo one, and it really is as simple as that. And as a side note, promo Deoxys can move a counter energy over because it's energy, not basic energy. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of Deoxys. Several of you have got in touch with me over the past few days going, Ross, when are you going to talk about the Deoxys, which is just a reprint of Mew from Evolutions? Now I have, but honestly, I'm not excited as a lot of you guys are. But if you think I should be, let me know in the comments section. Go nuts. Be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.